Hello, hello. It's Coyote Christina, surfer, author, dreamweaver. It is the last day of week 4, Saturday, I Dissent. Tomorrow is Sunday and it will start week 5. I have to say, it's all pretty overwhelming at this point. And this week I'm going to use the I Dissent discussion to talk about self-transformation, one of the basic concepts of Amazed and Amused. And by the way, this is the Amazed and Amused campaign. Welcome if you haven't been. Thanks for joining. And I'm also going to read from a little newsletter, the post I wrote on my website to introduce people to the campaign. I'll admit I was so excited for a 3-day weekend and I didn't really have any plans, and I was like, oh, I can get so much work done. It's going to be amazing. And today I've taken 2 naps and been really tired and felt pretty sick. Yesterday I took a nap because I was getting a sore throat and my body was telling me that I had not been resting enough. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot going on in the world these days. But the good news is I'm committed to this campaign. I'm committed to posting every day. And I strongly believe in one of the basic concepts of the campaign and Amazed and Amused is that if we commit to a daily practice of self-reflection and self-connection, we are embracing our power to transform our own lives. And this has the power to change the world. And I find that super exciting. So if nothing else, join on Mondays for the weekly practice and breathing. Because if you just go to that Monday practice and if you do that every day that week, that's going to start connecting you with your self-reflective, with your inner self. And you'll become more aware, and that's the start of a whole new life of changing our world, moving towards the life of our dreams, and basic things like taking down abusive power structures. Oh my gosh, I'm such an idealist. I don't know how I survive in this world. In week 2 of I Dissent, I talked about embracing our right to be, which is our first chakra right, and our right to feel, which is our second chakra right. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about embracing our third chakra right to act and our fourth chakra right to love. Those who are in power or who have gained power by force or through lies don't want us to look in. They wanted to manipulate and control our behavior and coax us to look outward for guidance and tell us that they have the answers and that we don't really know as much as they do. So abusive power structures look to shut down the flow of healthy energy in our systems and within, so that we become off balance, and that makes us doubtful and disenfranchised and easily overwhelmed. And that means easily controlled. I think one of the biggest things is our third chakra, the solar plexus chakra right here. Actually, at one point I was thinking it'd be cool to start a daycare called Third Chakra Childcare, because that's about our self-regulation and the ego. And when we have a healthy ego, then we can learn to manage our emotions. We learn what's right, what's wrong, what we should do, what we shouldn't do. And I think too often, especially with abusive power structures and authoritarianism, it's like, I said so, you do, obey. And at a certain level, yeah, you need your kids to do, like when they're young, they need direction, they need to obey their parents. But if that is all you do, all they know is to obey. So they're going to obey whatever structure comes into their life or seems. And you've lost out on teaching your children, or we've lost out on teaching ourselves how to manage and how to take in the information and become critical thinkers and really be guided from within instead of falling prey to outward, what sounds good, what we want to be true. When there's a lot of things in my life I've wanted to be true, and when I go with it, there's something in me that knew. And if we can help children develop that third chakra, and yes, they need to listen, but they also need to learn to manage themselves and not just listen to outside forces. So really we need to learn as adults, and we need to teach children as mentors and others to guide them to follow that inner, to develop their third chakra, to be able to analyze and think about and manage their emotions and their thoughts and the information that's coming in. So when we're easily controlled, they can more easily, that means they can teach us to obey and convince us that they know better, know more, and to question their authority is an insult, an affront to the natural way to live. The natural order of the universe is being questioned, and you should be punished if you should dare to question their authority. And we can identify abusive power structures by how open they are to new ideas, to being questioned, to allowing everyone a say, and being willing to at least listen to other points of views and provide seats at the table, and to treat every single person with inherent right to dignity. And you'll notice that abusive power structures are not open to any of these things, and they demand loyalty without question. So if we honor our own right to act in our third chakra and our own right to love in our fourth chakra, then we can be guided from within, and we can keep our rights and stand up for our own rights as well as standing up for others. Our fourth chakra, when we embrace the right to love, we're able to live with an open heart, and we empathize with all creation. We don't turn a blind eye to the injustice that is poured upon others or our natural world by those in power. And another thing, so I'm just going to read from this little bit about the campaign. Let's see. Join on Substack today and commit to a daily practice that connects your inner knowing and moves you in the direction of joy, as well as self-determination. The distance between where you are and the joy that is your birthright depends on how far away you are from the ability to abide in the present moment. Being amazed entails developing and maintaining a state of mind that is open to the beauty that surrounds us each day, while being amused requires us not to take ourselves too seriously, reminding us that not only are we not perfect, but it is also okay not to be perfect. In fact, it's a good thing. The seamless, smooth edges of perfect often create a harsh and brutal judge within that steals the joy that is our birthright. And if we find ourselves often confused or in a state of confusion, we may want to ask ourselves if we are overthinking in an attempt to manipulate or control a situation, or doing mental gymnastics in an attempt to figure things out, when all we really need to do is have faith and take the next step without necessarily knowing where it is going to lead. If you do what needs to be done today, the path will unfold. If you decide to take on a daily practice of self-reflection, you come to realize sooner or later that all possible paths lead to the life of your dreams. You are no longer confined to a linear path from here to there that is mapped according to geography and limited by geometry. Instead, you open to the world of the quantum world of endless potentialities and possibilities. These are just a few of the concepts explored in Amazed and Amused, as well as the concept of self-transformation, that truly the greatest gift you have to give is that of your own self-transformation. And I shared the Lao Tzu poem a few weeks back. I think it was Friday of week 2. And that the greatest teacher of all is the one that resides within each of us. And then on the Amazed and Amused campaign is the animal guides that provide the main inspiration and motivation on our journey. They keep us going while at the same time reminding us to rest. During the 9 weeks of the campaign, we'll discuss and learn about animal guides as well as the chakra system and how it aligns with Western psychology and child development. And so hopefully that gives a little more of an overview of self-transformation. I know when I'm feeling overwhelmed, it's kind of my default, like, okay, what do I need to do today in my life to stay true to what I've committed to, and to uphold my dignity as well as all people. I think I wish a lot that I could do so much more, and then it becomes overwhelming. I think that's going to be it for today. Week 4, I Dissent. Stay strong. Know that you have a right to love and be loved, and you have a right to act, and no one should take that right away from you. Take care.